So this sequence is going to help you open up some mobility in the front of your chest and hopefully make it so your posture starts to correct a little bit from sitting and from having pain in this area here. So you're going to start out table pose, hands underneath your shoulders, and then see if you can link your breath to your movement. So as you exhale, round the spine, dropping your head down, still pushing the hands. And then as you inhale, lengthen out. And you want to see if, as you move here, you can take the whole amount of time that you're exhaling to find the rounding, and the whole amount of time as you're inhaling to arch. And you want to move slowly. You don't have to exaggerate the movement to make it bigger or deeper or anything like that. It's really just about feeling that sequential movement of your spine. And you're going to do that for about 8 breaths. And then take a comfortable seat. I have a yoga block, so it makes it really comfortable. And you could do this on a chair too. And I want you to just take your hand across, starting from your sternum right underneath your collarbone, and then give it a nice swipe. And when you're doing that, you might even take your head and look towards the opposite shoulder as you do that. So just a little swipe. And you do that on both sides. And again, not going for like an aggressive massage, just trying to release some tension and encourage your shoulders to draw slightly back. And then you can even add into that, as you swipe, you open the arm out and bring it back down. And open the arm out. And do that again on the other side, opening the arm. So again, not overly aggressive, just a few passes. And then after that, you can move into a gentle doorway stretch. I'm going to use the dresser just because it's here. And all you're doing is you're going to move in and out of the stretch. So I've got my hand braced. So I'm trying to get my shoulder and my elbow pretty much in line. And I'm pressing with my hand into it, and I'm turning gently away. And then backing out of it. So hand presses gently, move it away, and bring it back. And you can change the angle, right? If I was on a doorway, that would be easier. But again, I'm pressing and bringing myself out. You can even add that gentle pressure of your hand. And then you're going to do the same thing on the second side. So you've got your arm, you're bracing, and then you're pressing. So make sure you do that equal amount of time on both sides. And then after you do that, you're going to move into a little bit of a cervical retraction. So when you're doing a cervical retraction, take your hands to the back of your head. Rather than trying to get your elbows to go really far out to the side, you can let them come in. That's going to be helpful. And then you're pushing your head back into your hands. And what that's doing is contracting the muscles at the back of your neck, but in a way that's not overly lengthened. So if you're turning to the side and doing that, and you're pushing, you want to make sure your chin's not going up or tucked down. You want your chin ideally to be parallel to the floor, and a gentle push, and bring it back. And you can repeat that probably about 6 to 8 times. You can also do that throughout the day if you find you're stuck at a desk. So the last thing is kind of a restful position. You're going to take something that's rolled up. It could be a blanket, a towel, whatever. I'm using the yoga mat just because it's a little bit denser and it gives me more space. And then because the yoga mat's not quite long enough, I have a blanket at the end that's going to rest my pelvis. So rest your hips down on the blanket, and then the edge of the yoga mat or whatever you're using kind of hits right near your sacrum, your low back, and you're going to lay back. You want to have your head comfortably resting here, and then your spine is really right along the center of it. You might find it useful to pause here and just work on breathing, especially if your shoulders want to round up here or if this is too deep. The next step from there is to play with opening the arms nice and wide. Then you can start to bring your breath into this as well. So you inhale, reach your arms up, and then exhale, open your arms wide. And take your time. Your breath can be really nice and slow. Inhale, bringing your arms up, and exhale, opening your arms out. You might have heard that. It actually just cracked my own back. I just did that. And then it can progress. Maybe you play with reaching your arms up and overhead. Right? Anything you're doing, making sure you're not uncomfortable and not feeling any extra strain is a good idea. Lastly, you take your time and roll to the side to come out of that. You're going to take a cushion, a bolster, whatever you have, and you can put it the long way, the short way. And it's right across like the bottom of your shoulder blade area, and you're going to reach up and over. And if the ground seems really far away and that's uncomfortable, take a second, blanket, prop. You don't want to be too high up because then it kind of defeats the purpose. But you've got this sweet spot where your shoulders can drop back, and you can stay there. And again, finding that deep, kind of resonant quality with your breath. And staying there for somewhere around 8 to 10 breaths. And lastly, find neutral. So roll off of any of that. Lay all the way back. Maybe there's just a little thin layer there. So you let your body and your kind of your proprioception figure out where you are in space. What's neutral? Stay there as long as you'd like. Thanks.